called Democrats Say the Dumbest Things, and they say a lot of dumb stuff. So let's see what they have to say here.
Some people are born male, but just present themselves as female because that's who they feel they are.
What is a
That is factually not true.
female? What is a female?
How is it that he can't answer this?
I'm gonna make it easier because you might have some experience with this. What is a male?
I'm not going to.
I don't get it. Why is it so hard to just say the truth? It doesn't make any sense. These people are delusional.
You don't know what a male is? Not at the post office, like gender, like, sex. Male, female.
It's crazy.
Okay.
So, I want to point out that.
Before I
Go ahead.
open my mouth, who are you?
My name is Jenna. I got a little
I love that she tells people her name's genitalia.
name tag here.
Okay.
I'm with Feminist Camp.
Okay.
I believe that we should keep the immigrants and deport the races.
Oh.
So that's what I believe. And she said that you were very knowledgeable and I should talk to you.
Okay.
So I was asking her what the most important thing is to come out and support today.
Oh, that is very, very difficult.
There's a whole array of things, right? But what speaks to you the most?
I've never really thought about it like that. I'm a 60s person.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up in Jim Crow, Louisiana, I've seen all this before.
Hey, Scythe, how you doing tonight?
So I think the most important thing is to stop it in its tracks.
So you said you've seen all this before growing up in Jim Crow, Louisiana. What have you seen that reminds you of Jim Crow?
Finding a way to dismantle and to find that other that everybody can say that's what the problem is. So in the 60s, prior to the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act, African Americans were the others. Now it's immigrants and trans, because those are the easy ones. But that's not where it's going to stop.
No, that's just not true at all. This lady is full of it. They are brainwashed. They don't know what they want to fight for. They're just told what to fight for. That's it.
I've seen a lot of people with stuff about fascism. What is fascism? Can you tell me what fascism is?
That is Headpool with the J.D. Vance Trump hat on.
I'm gonna tell you,
You might want to read a history.
I'm gonna tell you.
I'm just asking what fascism
They
is.
really are.
Tell you in a short bit
Yes.
of why I'm here.
Okay, go for it.
I was raised with a granny that taught me if I listen to what Jesus said in the New Testament on how to live and go by that ethos in my life, I would be doing the right thing and I would die a happy man. And what I see the administration doing, everything they're doing is against that ethos of what I think Jesus would do.
No, Jesus would want the president to do right by his people, which is exactly what Trump and Elon Musk and all them are doing. They're doing right by us.
That's where it all comes back to for me.
Did you feel that way about the Biden administration?
No, I didn't.
So when they were championing abortion for no reason up until birth, there are no restrictions on abortion at all, do you think Jesus would support that?
I believe that a woman should have control of her own body.
It's not what you believe, though. Do you believe that Jesus would support that?
You're giving
Really?
more. You want more gun rights.
That's pretty
Can you
cool.
answer my question?
Rights over her body.
Yeah, well, a woman doesn't have to register in certain states just to exist, so that's not true. Think he's doing anything good? No. Come on. Anything good? No. You don't think declaring that the federal government's only going to recognize two genders, male and female, that's good, right? That's common sense.
Yeah, that's...
No.
No?
Common sense just doesn't seem to be common anymore. And to be fair, he doesn't look like all the lights are on. What do you guys think? Let me know.
Come on.
No, because we're all born, with differences.
Male or female, yeah. Two differences.
No, you can have a female brain and male genitalia.
What's that called?
I don't know the exact term.
Chat, what's that called? Let me know. Yeah, I kind of agree. He doesn't look like the lights are on.
But I know that, we all vary, Some people are born male, but, just present themselves as female because that's who they feel they are.
What is a female?
Who taught this guy this? This is an older man. Who taught him this? Let me know in the comments. I want to know who taught this guy this.
What is a female? I'm gonna make it easier because you might have some experience with this. What is a male?
I'm not going to talk anymore.
Wow.
You don't know what a male is? Not at the post office, like gender, like, sex. Male, female.
Did he just get triggered by this little chick? Like, what is wrong with this dude?
If you speak to her, she will.
Who are you? Who are you?
Just go away. Go.
No, she's telling you.
Oh.
Who are you?
Telling you.
Oh.
But who are you? Because I haven't seen her here before. I come to all these things. I've never seen her before. So I'd be wary of her.
He promised to deal with the economy on day one. He's done nothing but make the economy worse.
How so? Can somebody tell me how he made the economy worse?
And
How has he done that?
tariffs,
Okay.
firing people. I mean, those are two huge things. The price of eggs has not come down.
Yeah.
They promised all of that. And he has not done that.
So just so we're clear, chat, it's a lot easier to break an economy than it is to fix it. We all know when we voted Donald Trump in that it was going to take at least 2 years to get this economy back in order. The price of eggs are not up because of Trump. The price of eggs, just so everybody knows, are up because there was a really bad bird flu going on around the farms. So that's why the price of eggs is up. Has nothing to do with Trump.
And he's just made things worse. Inflation's up. Everything is bad is going up.
Even though Trump is talking about illegal immigrants, when he
Okay,
targeted
have a good one,
Haitians, they
Spencer.
weren't illegal. The Venezuelans weren't illegal. He's now talking about annexing Canada and Greenland. Those are all folks that he wants over here. And so the great replacement theory in terms of getting people to believe that white people are now will be in the minority, and we need to make sure that people of color don't come and take over, including Jews. So it's important that we stop all of this now.
Jews are just as white as I am. This lady's delusional.
And we need to get back from DEI, as the person said. It has to be diversity, equity, and inclusion, because really the first people who were benefited from DEI back in 1968 when it first started were white women. And they need to be aware of the fact that when they were, who was it? Tucker Carlson said that when Trump gets elected, Daddy's home and he's going to spank his teenage daughter.
Yep.
Who do you think he was talking about? You.
Oh.
This lady's delusional.
Okay.
You didn't know that, did you?
All right. I guess I didn't know that. Back to my question about Jesus. Do you think Jesus would have been okay with the Biden administration's stance on his pro-abortion stance, his radical pro-abortion stance? Do you think?
The answer is no, chat. 1000% no.
Did you protest that by chance?
I think that a woman should have control of her own body.
Or do you think Jesus would have supported?
I think Jesus would want a woman to decide for herself and make that decision between her and God, the Father.
So you think God would give a woman a blessing of having a child, and He says, "I knew you, and I knit you in your mother." You think He knit a precious child in a woman's womb, and then says, "If you want to go and kill it, I'm going to be okay with that."
I can't answer that.
Of course they can't answer it, Chet. They can never answer that. And the answer is no. They wouldn't.
A woman should have control of her own body.
How am I the enemy? What do you mean enemy? The enemy is Satan. I am not Satan. That's our enemy. Satan doesn't exist? I've seen a lot of things at these protests that makes me believe Satan does exist.
I'm a clergy woman. I'm a Presbyterian, and I just moved here from Northern California, and I'm really afraid for democracy, and I hate that, authoritarianism and oligarchs are running this country now, and it's against everything I believe Jesus stood for.
Okay. Did you protest any of the Biden administration?
They literally just say MSDNC talking points and that's it. Do you guys think that they have any original thought in their mind at all?
Administration's actions or stances as a clergy woman in the Presbyterian Church?
Yeah, I wasn't happy with some of his stuff, but most of it, I've always supported peace, and I've always supported democracy, and I've always supported caring for the less fortunate, because that's what Jesus did. He cared about the vulnerable people, and he told us to do that as disciples. So.
Have you ever protested a pro-choice rally?
No, because I'm a member of Clergy for Choice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How do you reconcile what Jesus teaches about knitting children in their mother's wombs? And
Jesus never said anything about
okay.
children in mothers' wombs.
Okay.
He always cared about people that were vulnerable.
So she just hit her with the fact check right here. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I consecrated you. I appointed you a prophet to the nations.
And
There's
do
one.
you think children in the womb count?
a lot of people disagree about when life begins.
What do you say?
But I think, like the early church fathers did, that after the first trimester, not until the baby moves. And a lot of religious
What do you mean?
traditions believe in a woman's right.
Which early church fathers believe that?
I'm trying to think. I think Origen. I think Augustine. Anyway,
You think they believed? You think they believed that they would be pro-choice
Another fact check. False.
today?
well, they believe in a woman's right to choose. It's her body.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Gotta take that collar off.
The most important thing is freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah, freedom. I feel as an 83-year-old lady that has lived through many problems and many wars, that Scotty beamed me up and set me down in a different country. I don't recognize the USA since Trump has taken over. This is not the United States.
Yeah, because we're a better country than we've ever been. That's why. Well, not right now, but we're getting back to it. But 2016 and 2020, one of the best times I've been alive.
This is not how I was brought up or how anyone should be brought up. We should respect one another. We should care for one another as Jesus.
But shouldn't you respect and care about the baby, the unborn baby? Because if you're saying you're all about freedom, then give that baby the right to have freedom,
I am a Christian. And
It's crazy how all these people say they're Christians, this, that, and the third, and support abortion. It's wild to me.
I am appalled.
Is Trump your president? No.
He's my elected president, but he's not acting like a president.
He's not acting. Why not? What do you think is the biggest qual that you have with Trump?
He's not using the law appropriately to figure out how to handle problems that may be, in fact, in place in our agencies. Rather, he's taking a destruct and maybe reconstruct position, and that is wrong under the law, and certainly not what we elect.
Too bad none of these bureaucrats are elected officials. None of them follow the law. They all take bribes. They all do things for certain people for a certain amount of money. So none of them follow the law. They've all become millionaires on salaries that they shouldn't be millionaires at that time. So I don't want to hear it.
Him to do.
What law do you think he might be breaking in doing this?
Well, I'm a former lawyer. I can give you a whole list of them, but start with the Administrative Procedure Act. You can't get rid of regulations just by fiat. You can't take monies away from people who have been earning a wage in their employment. You can't dismiss people when they have rights under the federal employee laws. It goes on and on. He's breaking every one of them.
He doesn't want to mess with you.
Well, no, he doesn't.
A lot of people were listening to the wrong people. Like Hannity. Hannity is not a journalist. Hannity is an entertainer. So is Carlson. Carlson is not he is an entertainer.
You think they
Oh yeah, but I bet you think Don Lemon's a journalist. I bet you she thinks, what's his name? Jake Tapper's a real journalist. I bet you she thinks all of them are. Rachel Maddow, bet you think she's a real journalist. But no, Tucker Carlson's an entertainer. Even though he went over there and interviewed Vladimir Putin when every other person was scared to go there, he went and interviewed Vladimir Putin. Think about that. If you guys could name me one other person that had the balls to go do that, let me know. Because nobody did. Tucker Carlson was the only one willing to go interview Vladimir Putin. Everybody else tucked their tails in between their legs and would not do it.
like brainwash the mass public?
Oh, well, they don't tell the truth. They don't have to tell the truth because they're journalists and it's freedom of speech.
Who do you like to listen to as a journalist that tells the truth?
Well, I really like Morning Joe in the morning, and
See? Morning Joe.
I like Rachel Maddow in
Rachel Maddow?
the evening. I trust what
Did I call that or what?
she says because she's a very intelligent lady.
Dude, she has a look-alike you might want to look into. His name is Michael Knowles. Have you ever heard of Michael Knowles?
No.
You should look into him. He kind of looks like Rachel Maddow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you might actually like him.
Does he have a program on YouTube?
Yep, on YouTube. It's the Michael Knowles Show. You should look him up.
She's going to be in for a rude awakening with that one.
Okay.
What do you think it says about our country that he won the popular vote?
I think that we have not recovered from COVID. And they forgot how bad he was, and they believe that when he was talking about he wasn't talking about any of them, and it's going to hurt.
So you
everybody.
think because he campaigned on a ton of issues, and it seems like he's keeping his promises. One of his biggest issues he campaigned on was illegal immigration, because we've seen just so much crime from illegal immigrants coming over. And
Where? Who did that?
You
Seriously? You actually believe that?
do you think that it's false about these crimes?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you?
Okay, so the crimes in Colorado, in Aurora, Colorado, were false. The lady getting burned on the subway was false. This lady is absolutely 1,000% delusional.
Do you think they're lying about?
Everything. And that was one of them.
You don't think that people are getting deported for raping and murdering people in this country?
No.
Lincoln Riley literally got murdered. What is this lady talking about?
No.
Do you think that the police are lying about that? Do you think Laken Riley wasn't really murdered?
Like, okay, think about it.
Do you think Laken Riley was murdered?
Yes, she was.
By who?
By an undocumented immigrant.
An illegal alien. So that is something that's happening.
Undocumented immigrant.
We can call them whatever they are, but they're not supposed to be here.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure.
How is it that you know her name?
Because it was reported on.
So how is it that...
How do you know her name?
Because I keep hearing about it all the time.
What do you know about it?
I just told you what I know about it.
You know that an illegal alien came in and murdered her. And an illegal...
She wants to say illegal, but she's trying to reprogram her brain because this is what these libtards do. They try to reprogram themselves.
Illegal alien who was detained.
So what planet did the alien come from?
Where did he come from? From Mexico? I don't know.
So Mexico's where aliens are now?
Some know. If they cross into our country, then yeah, they are aliens.
Asking the question again.
Does it matter what we call? What do you call Laken Riley?
I call her someone who was a victim.
Who was a victim? Yeah, and you're more concerned about how you wanted to. I'm talking to you. You're more concerned. You're more concerned about what we call her.
She got upset, chat. Dude, it's so funny how Caitlin Bennett can trigger these liberals.
Murderer than how we remember her and talk about the crimes committed against her. That is really sad.
No.
You're more concerned about how politically correct we are about her murderer.
I'm done.
You're so upset with that.
I am done.
But you couldn't even. I'm telling you, a girl was murdered, and you recognize that she was murdered by an illegal alien, and you're more concerned about how she was called. Hi. If you guys enjoy.
That's just how these people are, though. They're more worried about the murderers, the rapists, the people that are coming here just because they think that they're allies, but they shouldn't be here in the first place. They don't belong here. They should have came here the right way. And regardless, all the rapists and murderers, they would have tried to come here the right way. They wouldn't have been let in the door anyway. So they shouldn't be here, period, at all. Like 1,000%.
Terrorists, your game